All Things Motoring is owned and brought to you by CHANGECARS, South Africa's trusted online vehicle platform. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or just need advice, visit changecars.co.za.
Season 5 starts on the 30th of September, but before we get there, Season 4, what a season. I love Season 1, I love Season 2, I love Season 3, and I have no doubt I love Season 5 even more. It just keeps getting better. But what was the highlight of Season 4 for us? 13 episodes, we visited the most incredible destinations in our most beautiful country. We were in Gauteng, we were in Mpumalanga, we were in KZN, we were in Cape Town. What was a standout? For me, it's always KZN. How many times have you heard me say that? Not enough. We're going to keep saying it. I love KZN. We love the incredible Desi Raceway in Port Shepstone. Why? Magnificent facility, magnificent people that run it, and we always feel welcome. And who wouldn't love to be in an open top car in the coastal air at massive speed? I spun once or twice. No, in fact, I only spun once. On behalf of Ernest and myself and the whole team at All Things Motoring, an incredible thank you and shout out to the fans, the supporters. Wherever we go, we feel welcome, and we feel welcome because of you.
Season 4 kicked off with a bang. The guys decided that a race between them was needed. Elbows were up, and the rest is history at CompuCart.
So that was mega fun. Ernest in third, I'm in second, Gugu in first. I go up, put one up the inside, I get ahead of Gugu. He cuts me off and I have to back off. No problem. We live to race another round. That's what they say. Always back off to live to race another round. 2 laps later, same corner. I go hard onto the brakes on the inside. I take Gugu. Instead of him backing off, he decides he's going to run out of road and enjoy the tires.
A definite highlight for us was the Simola Hill climb, where Ernest got to interview a rally legend, Peter Solberg.
Obviously, as you can see, the atmosphere here is just absolutely electric. Peter, I think you won the crowd over. Just a little bit.
I came here to enjoy and have fun. You know, I'm a retired driver, and coming here to drive the Polo with 600 horsepower, you know, I think it was a great feeling to be back, since I haven't driven the car since 2018. And all the people involved to make this happen, you know, I think it's been amazing.
Well, we are very impressed by you, Mr. Solberg. Enjoy the champagne. I think there's going to be a big party at VW tonight.
Maybe.
Yeah. And so the Simola Hill climb comes to an end. Showing us how it's done. That was the Simola Hill climb. And we're not done burning rubber just yet. At least he's not. We'll see you guys at the next one.
Who can forget the flair and style that was on display as we got to celebrate all things Italian?
Behind me is something so special, it is extra special. I don't know if any of you remember an ad in the 1980s for an aftershave or deodorant called Blue Stratus. That word, Stratus, has always stuck with me. what is next to me here is a Lancia Stratus from the period, and a little bit earlier in fact, 1974, 75 and 76. This was the World Rally Champion car. Just look at this machine. It looked like something that was designed in 2010. Imagine a vehicle in the 70s looking 30, 40 years ahead of its time. This car was so incredibly, I don't want to say aggressive, but it was so purposeful. You'll see on TV right now 4 lights. Those were the headlights. Why? Because the Monte Carlo rally and all the rallies that used to take place in Europe used to take place in a combination of snow, off-road, obviously. At night, it was incredible. You cannot believe how low this car is. I don't imagine that this car weighs much more than 1,000 kilos, only rear-wheel drive. Whatever engine they put in it in the rally edition was just mean, lean and mean again. In the standard edition, it was a 2.4 litre V6, the same as what the Dino Ferrari, or let me rephrase that because otherwise somebody's going to say the Dino was not a Ferrari. The Dino, which was the Ferrari type Ferrari 246 had at the time. The 246, as a matter of interest, stood for 2.4 and then it had a V6. I would give anything in the world to drive this car on grass, this little area. Imagine on the road or imagine on a rally circuit. Enjoy, guys.
Next on our list was a food drive where over 2,000 articles were collected. Besides the good cause, Gugu got to see what makes this 86 special.
So I've been prowling around, looking at all the cars around here, and one thing particularly caught my attention, and it's this here. Roy, you the owner of this?
Yes, sir.
Are you well?
So far, can't complain. It's a good day out.
Well, look, I'm glad you came because you're the owner of this 86 Supra, basically.
Close
right?
enough. Close enough. Let's get in there. So, idea was to get a car that already had quite a bit extensively done, something after owning 2 86s and finding out, yes, I went the turbo route on my first one, and then deciding there was always that itch for a bit more power or for a bit more fun. And for me, it was never a car to drive every day. So I wasn't too worried about, let's say, a bit of reliability or drivability as well. So after going down the road, after 2 86s, I found that this one was up for sale. So I took over it already with the 2J swap and everything. So since then, we've just done a few tweaks. We've retuned the car. We've added the full Gazoo racing livery.
So
all
when
over.
you got the car, it just had the 2J in it?
Had the 2J with the gearbox, and that was basically just road.
I gotta see it.
Take a look.
Go.
We then made a special trip to KZN for the Opel Superbus Day, where the stage was set with these legends that have graced our track for decades.
On screen, you're looking at 4 racing drivers. One of them is a wannabe, and that obviously is me. I'm talking to Farouk Dangor, Grant McCleary. Had the pleasure of speaking to you earlier, Ali. You've given me the whole day in your 325 IS. Farouk, you're a legend in South African motorsport. A day like today for you with the Superbus. Tell us a little bit about the day.
It was really special, Mike. Really being around with all these guys brought back memories of 33 years ago when we started playing with these cars. It was special, really.
You talk about 33 years ago, early 90s or literally 1990. That's the beauty behind us. Do you remember the first time you got in the Superbus? What was your impression?
I used to race for BMW before that, and then Opel offered me a drive and they gave me a better deal. And it was getting used to from a rear wheel to a front wheel. It was quite a challenge, but the car was instantly quick and just nice to drive.
And the smile is still there.
It was special, really, very, very special.
Driving that 325 IS today, I cannot explain to you what it meant to me. Did you see me on the drag strip?
Of course I did. I raced against you.
Okay, so we'll be quiet about that, because when I raced against Ali, I lost. But when I was in front of you, when there was another racer behind me, how was that start?
Awesome start. Obviously the rear wheel drive, the BM just squats and it just launches off the line. You've got a perfect gear change.
Yeah.
You can do the same against me.
As soon as you're up against a racing driver, I promise you, the left foot on the clutch, on the first race was super calm, no problem. I'm up against you, it was like this. I promise you, it should have been the right foot going. Gentlemen, for your contribution to motorsport, for your contribution today, thank you very much. I think for our younger generation, when you look at the 3 gentlemen next to me, this is who you want to be like. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, coming up after the break, it's more fun and action from Season 4. Next, we get nostalgic on a rainy day in Cape Town, where Ernest did a retro review on this little Honda from the 80s.
Ah, the smell of an 80s car. You know what I'm talking about. It's kind of this weird mix of cologne, fuel, and carpets. But it does take many of us back to the good old days. But we're not just here to talk about smells. We're also here to talk about the driving experience of this 1981 car in 2023. So let's jump straight in. The year is 1981. And Lady Diana marries Prince Charles, and IBM produces the first microcomputer, or for the rest of us, computer. Toyota also unleashes this, the 1.6 GLS Corolla 5-speed. From the side profile here, it looks exceptionally familiar because many of us have experiences with this car. So let's take a tour down the side, shall we? And we can start with these pinstripes over here that are original Toyota pinstripes, just like this paint job over here, which is from 1981. This one comes with a rear view mirror on the passenger side, which is very unusual. In fact, my 1986 Toyota Conquest didn't have one of those. Then you've got chrome detailing everywhere, as it should be, because it's the 80s, baby. There were a few different options in the front of the Toyota Corolla. And this one over here is an aftermarket setup with the updated badge, as you can see. You did get the box shape nose, which is this one over here, which is flat. Then you had a slightly different one. And then, of course, my personal favorite, what we call in Cape Town, the slant front. But either way, if you can get your hands on a neat one like this, well, I'd snap it up.
All Things Motoring International loves events and loves crowds. Jap versus German set the stage with an attendance of over 88,000 people. Gugu got to catch up with an old friend of the show and go sideways.
All right, like I said, Jim is here with the XS Drift team, and I've managed to find him. Jim, welcome back.
Thank you. It's nice to be back.
Are you welcoming me?
I'm actually welcoming you to our other office. You've been to our drift course office.
Yeah.
This is our activations and stunt show office.
Oh, I've seen you stunting around. What's actually going on here today?
Well, we're entertaining the masses, and as you can see, we got a couple of thousand people here.
Yeah.
We're taking people for drift rides in Luminas, and we're doing a stunt show, but it's spinning with Stacey Lee May, a little bit of drift rides. We've even got the overseas drivers. He's just had a bit of a go in my car. So all happening here at the Classic Car Show.
And it's insane because you've got the Luminas here. I didn't see the Luminas the last. I'm a big fan, Jim.
Yeah, those are the machines, eh?
Those are insane. So you've got two of them, and you're running people in those.
That's right. So we're doing rides where you can get into the car, you pay a nominal fee, you get into the car, and you can experience it. Where else can you experience something like that?
Okay, fine. Friends, discounts,
family,
no, for me,
not
what
for
do
you.
mean?
No, not for you.
I thought we were friends.
No, we're only friends if you pay me.
Friendship.
Of course, you can climb in anytime.
Okay, so we're gonna go in after this chat, and I'm looking forward to it.
Cool, I can throw you around. You're gonna scream like a red-headed schoolboy.
Because you and I have done this a few times, I think we need to set up a time and a date to do it again like the last time, but in one of the V8s.
Ooh.
What do you think?
That's a deal. I'll pound you for that.
You see this? Pound deal, done.
We're ready for it.
Michael then headed to Petrotif for the Hooker Tooker car show, where we bumped into our old friend and another one of his classics.
George, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Today we are looking at something super special.
Thanks.
1986 Nissan 720, but not just any 720. This was the ST.
ST, yes.
ST stood for?
Sports truck. Sports truck.
Now, when we think of a modern single cab or double cab, people go wild for them. In the 1980s, a single cab bakkie was just a workhorse, but
That's
this wasn't
correct.
just a lacquer workhorse.
No, this was a little bit more fancy. Came out with twin SU Hitachi carburetors.
Yeah, just your style. That talks to you.
That's my thing. It had a tacho and a watch and an oil pressure and fully carpeted interior. So it was a little bit more fancy. It was the more leisure guy, city boys bakkie.
100%. But another thing that stood out for me, so I've mentioned many times in the motor trade in 1991, we were buying the traditional 1981 2-3 Datsun 720s, Nissan 720s. What did they all have? A column shift. Do you remember they used to have a column shift?
That's correct, yes.
This is near a column shift.
This is not a column shift, 5-speed on the floor.
So somebody is interested in this bakkie. August 1986, am I correct?
That's correct, yes.
Car Magazine, well known. They did a magnificent article on this. You will not believe the type of time that this thing did, 0 to 100, the 1 kilometer sprint in under 35 seconds. What was the top speed of this, George?
168.5 kilometers the car tested it.
It's like when you ask a person how old they are and they say, I'm 48 and a half. Incredible. George, big favor.
No problem.
Will you take me for a drive in this?
You know what? You're in charge. You take it for a drive.
My man. Thank you.
That's it.
George, really appreciate the opportunity. Just quick question. Launch control. How do I activate launch control?
That's all manually. Foot on clutch, first gear, foot on the go, and there you go.
Fair enough. A practical example of launch control.
Stay tuned. After the break, we take a look at some of the bloopers from Season 4 adventures.
One of the things that people don't realize is a show is 24 minutes and it all looks perfect on air, but it ain't. Enjoy the funnies, see what Ernest, Gugu and myself got up to.
This is, of course, the drag racing side of things, and this room over here is where scrutineering takes place. Is this? It's an RS3. I want to touch this car. I love this car.
Blooper. Let's see why.
It's all again.
Cut. Okay, we're all I almost said horsed. Okay, we're all harnessed up and we're about to go deliver some food, but we're not doing it slowly.
Sorry, I'm lost. That's my boy.
So Mike, you've had the opportunity to look at Ernest, the 6 foot or 5'4" guy. You've had a look at Gugu, probably weighs 136 kilos, and then you've had a look at Lewis Hamilton. Without needing you, who's your prediction on?
Mike, just talking to you, you sound fast.
Ah, fantastic. My kind of man.
I'm standing here. I'm sitting here with MD and
Want to see some real power? I'm going to show you real power. Gentlemen, So just so everybody knows, the car's never started. We're just pretending. We're trying to do it for the show. No, it's going to start just now, that's for sure.
So one of the rules is to always stick behind the guide. And this is the reason why you do that. I'm now completely stuck and waiting to get rescued, but it's been fun either way.
Jeez, I thought I was gonna die. That's Stacey's car, finally started. She's gonna go and spin quickly. Go spin quickly.
Yes!
From the top.
From the top. Damn it, they must pay attention.
Exactly, that's what I thought.
Dealing with amateurs.
Yes.
So for me, the best part about this van is there's a sticker that says, if you see this van rocking, don't come knocking. whatever that means. Maybe they just like their peace and quiet while they're reading a book at night. I'm always neutral, so I can't be perceived to be a Land Rover or a Toyota fan. Right here on the start line, neither of them know I'm doing this. The Land Rover's right in front. I think his theory is that if the Land Cruiser gets in trouble, he'll pull him out. So if a guy in a Lumina or an SS cuts you off, it's no worries, but all good.
They don't do that, so
hey?
it's okay.
They're not BMW drivers.
They know, exactly.
And now we've officially lost all our fans of BMW. Jason, ID number, bank details.
Yeah.
Bank balance, bro. This is the end of our show. What an episode we put together here today. SWAT Corps Raceway, my phone ringing. Yeah, it was a great episode. Nick, the old saying, bigger is better. Is it true there's no substitute for cubic inches?
Absolutely.
Gugu, that's for you.
In America they call it a cresta.
Yeah. Cresta. All right. Are they laughing with us? Okay.
Arrivederci, champion.
Very, very impressive. One word. I go with two. Andare bene.
Say that again.
Andare bene. That means go well.
How do I look?
Perfect. Look
All
Italian, bro.
Okay, wait. Now, the one thing I love about Ducati is the way they sound. If you close your eyes, you know it's a Ducati. There you go. There you go.
For our Afrikaans viewers, they say aanhouer wen. For other viewers, we always say you're never too old to learn and never stop dreaming. I promise you, as a teenager in the 1980s, I used to watch Magnum with that iconic scene where he smiles at the camera, pulls off, and you see the tail happy. This is a dream come true. I'm sitting in a beautiful Ferrari 308 GTS. Not quite Hawaii, but Pretoria's close to Hawaii. Awesome. And we have just driven the most magnificent cars. But before we tell people what we've just driven, let's tell them. In fact, I know we don't even need this one. What do you think?
No, we don't.
We don't need that.
First two are perfect.
Two are perfect. Which already sounds like a mafia. Hey, boss, I'm the big boss, you know? But no, boss, I'm the
super boss.
Awesome.
Let's get in there and chat to some people, and maybe we can go for a drive again.
Maybe. Speak for yourself. I'm definitely going for some more drives today.
Now, you must... No. How do I start this?
Today it's being driven by Grant McCleary, whose father is a famous commentator, Roger McCleary. Very excited. You know how everything works in a car, eh? Okay, but if you have any problems, Gugu and myself are here.
Well, please.
So I hope you enjoyed watching Ernest, Gugu and myself try get it right 3, 4, 5 times, just so we can get it perfect for you, the fans. And talking about the fans, we've got a lot of people writing and saying, how do we leave a comment on the site? We listened. You can now go onto the site, go to fans of the show, leave your name, put a picture up of your beautiful self, and tell us what you think of the show. We may have started a TV show, but All Things Motoring International is now a brand with the most beautiful, user-friendly website for you, the fans, to contribute. Keen to write an article? Feel free. Keen to upload a video? Upload it. You got a podcast you want to upload? Same thing, upload it. We want your contribution. So if there's one thing we as South Africans love to do around a braai, watching the rugby, is always have a debate about cars. What's the best bakkie? Ford Ranger, Toyota Hilux, Isuzu, etc. What's the best car? Audi, BMW, Mercedes? We already know my answer to that. It's Audi, but hey, you may be different. So please visit the site, start a forum of your choice. Not too controversial, please. Look forward to reading. All Things Motoring International. Where does the international come from? We are super proud to say our show has been accepted on the international streaming service called Roku. 70 million subscribers across the world, from the Americas to Europe, to Asia, to Africa. Watch it on DSTV channel 189, on YouTube, on allthingsmotoring.co.za, or on Roku.
All Things Motoring is owned and brought to you by CHANGECARS, the platform buyers trust with good reason. CHANGECARS works exclusively with the best manufacturer-approved dealerships. There's no safer online vehicle platform in South Africa.